Hello everybody and welcome back to Sin City Living. Apologies for not having posted as much lately as I usually do. Been a busy couple of weeks, schedule changes, a lot of things going on at work, but hopefully I can get myself back into the swing of things, so we'll be bringing you guys some more videos. As always, a shout out of appreciation to our patrons. All those tips of support are very appreciated. Once we get the live stream going, we're probably going to do a patron only live stream, but otherwise right now I hope you guys are enjoying the videos that we're able to put out with the entire How to Deal Dice class. So should have a couple more of those coming out in the next couple of days. And for everybody else, please keep an eye. We're still struggling getting the live stream going. I think I've got the equipment. I'm just having some issues, compatibility issues, but I'm going to get them figured out. We're going to get the live streams going, starting out with the craps tournament. Right now I only have about 7 or 8 players, but I'm hoping that a few more of you guys will email us with some interest in it. We are going to have to back the time up from Thursdays at 6 to probably 4:30. My schedule did change. I no longer have Thursdays off. But yeah, that being said, if you're curious about the Patreon live streams and stuff like that, just check the description of the video down below. And otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump right into today's video. So for today's video, we are going to answer a not really a question, but something that I spotted in one of the comments, I believe it was, and dealing with dealer mistakes, dealer errors, and not the typical ones that we post on like how to deal and common mistakes that dealers make while they're dealing, as far as procedures go, but more how to deal with mistakes that the dealers make in regards to your money, because they do happen. They absolutely do happen. Mistakes certainly happen. I would challenge anybody that has ever actually held any job to say that they've never made mistakes at their job, especially jobs where you have to perform the job function in seconds, where you have to make the decision and perform the job function in seconds. It's a big difference from some of the office jobs that I've held in my time, where I had hours or even days to perform a specific task or specific report, whereas with dealing you have fractions of a second to look at the table, look at the bets, calculate out the payouts, send them on out. So mistakes can absolutely happen, and I hate to say it, but they do happen with some frequency. Now, there's a lot of checks and balances in place. There's always at least one other person supposedly watching the dealer as they do their payouts to make sure everything is paid out properly. But still, things can slip through. There could be, markers being taken or some other issue being handled and they're not watching. So it definitely can happen. So the very first thing, let's look at the first thing, which would be change. You throw your money in, you say, hey, let me get, let me get some chips. You throw in, say, $200, or say you throw in, a wad. That's because it's a couple $100 bills. It's pretty easy, but you throw in a wad. They count it down, or they leave it spread out there, and say, you've got $167. So the dealer goes ahead and cuts out, and I've seen something like this happen before. The dealer goes ahead and cuts it out, and then they stack it up and they send it to you. Now, what you can't see here is this is not $167. This is actually $162. And this is a fairly, I'm not going to say common mistake, but this is something I've certainly seen new dealers make, break-in dealers make, when cutting out, say, 67. So you have 167, and they cut it out, and they should cut it out just like that so that it can be seen, and then they hand it off. Okay, they hand it off. Now, here's the thing that I will caution you. I'm going to pull this back out. Here's the thing that I will caution you. If you are not sure if they cut it out properly, if you do not yourself see it, don't pick it up. Leave it on the table, obviously back behind your line, and break it down yourself. Break it down yourself and take a look. Then you can leave it on the table and say, this isn't 167. Because your money is still going to be sitting over there, because they will not drop the money into the box until you have picked up your bet, until you have picked up your money and put it in your rack. Picking up the money is just like driving a car off the lot. Once you pick it up, you have okayed the money they have given you. You have accepted the money they have given you and accepted it as correct. Now, if it's something minor, and you say, you shorted me $5, they may or may not just say, it's $5, okay, here you go. But once you've picked it up, technically, you've picked it up, you've accepted delivery of that product, that money, and it's over. They drop your cash down into the box. There's no way to double check. There's no way to pull that back up, and you're screwed. Because once you've picked it up into your rail, how do they know you didn't add something to it? How do you know you didn't put it with other chips that you already had, or pocketed a chip, or palmed the chip? So they don't know. But if you leave it down, if you haven't touched it yet, or if you leave it on the table, where you're generally right in front of a mirror so they can see your hands all the way across, and you break it down, you say, hey, this doesn't look like 167. They go, oh, you know, absolutely, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Don't pick up your money. The same thing will apply to a bet. If they're paying you on a bet, let's find something interesting. Let's do this. Let's say you have a $95 five. A $95 five. So what does that pay? Well, 75 pays 105 and 20 pays 28. So this will pay $133. Okay. So let's say the dealer cuts out like this, stacks it up, hands you your money. Okay. Now they just shorted you $5. If you pick it up and put it in your rail and they go, hey, wait a minute, no, this is short. A lot less likely that you're going to be able to get it fixed. Chances are you're still probably going to be able to get it fixed, especially if you've not put it all the way into your rail. But if you leave it on the table and go, hey, that's only 128. Oh, shoot, you're absolutely right. And then they will pay you. They will fix it. And possibly they calculated it out wrong. You say, hey, it's only 128. And they go, yeah, that's what it pays. Can you double check that? I don't think that's what that pays. Pays 105, pays 28. That's not 128. It's shorted you $5. Again, don't pick up your money. Once you pick up your money, you have accepted it. And once you accept it, there's not much they can do. Especially if you're say center strip and there's no box, the dealers are not supposed to fix mistakes themselves. So they would have to call a floor over. It's going to take a little time just to get it fixed. Or they may go ahead and fix it. Depends on what kind of latitude they are given, or what kind of, or how risk averse they are. Some dealers will fix their own mistakes, even knowing that if they were actually caught doing that, they would get fired. So don't pick up your money. Don't pick up your money until you know it is absolutely paid correctly. So watch your payout. And if you don't know what your bet pays, well, don't stop the game every single payout going, is this right? Is this right? Is this right? You need to know what your bet pays. Don't bet it if you don't know what it pays. You got to know what your bets pay to make sure that you're getting paid correctly. What else? That's pretty much it as far as dealers making mistakes. Excuse me. Dealers make mistakes on the change. Dealers make mistakes on the payout. That kind of stuff. It happens all the time. Oh, here's another fairly common one. Let me see a good way of doing it. Here we go. So you have an $18 8, and the 8 rolls, and you throw in $5 and say, hey, take me up to 42. The dealer goes, okay, cool, here you go. Throws you $1. Don't pick it up. Don't pick that up. And just let her know, hey, you owe me $2. I threw you a $5. $18 8, threw you a $5, going to 42. I get 2 change. And you got presses and stuff like that. Sometimes, especially dealers that are trying to be slick, they're trying to look cool with these cool little moves and these press moves and stuff like that. If they make a single mistake in these press moves or these shortcut press moves they make that they think looks really cool and in reality does not, if they make a single mistake, it completely throws them off. And because they didn't follow procedure and cut it out correctly, they are lost. They're lost and they're unable to fix it. They're unable to even figure out what the hell they did. So press moves, same thing. If you get the wrong change, then just leave it down there and say, hey, I don't think that's right. You should owe me an extra $1. Should owe me $2 more, or whatever it may be, whatever the change may be. Same thing with center action bets. Anything involving your money, once you pick it up, you have accepted receipt of it. Okay. Now, I caution everybody out there to remember that this is a job for the dealers. They are customer-faced employees that are helping you play your game. They are on your side. Everyone that seems to think the dealers are against them or dealers are for the house are just morons, because the dealers make about 30% of their income from the casino. The rest is coming from the players. The dealers need the players to win. They want the players to win. They want the players to play the best, make the most money, so that dealers can make their money. If the dealers only had to rely on what they made from the house, very few people would be dealing. I can tell you that much. So you need to remember that unless you have, in your entire working life, never made a mistake at work, and especially, again, in a job that you have to do instantaneous calculations, payouts, where everything has to go together between your eyes, your brain, your hands, because sometimes you know what the payout is and you just grab it wrong. Everything has to come together perfectly, so mistakes can happen. There is absolutely never any reason to yell or cuss at the dealers. You just, hey, I think this is wrong, and let the dealers know, let the box know. The less calm you are, the less likely it's going to get fixed. And even if it does get fixed, and this happens a lot, where a mistake gets made, I have seen this as a player. I've been at a player watching something like this. A mistake gets made, and as a player, I was watching it get paid out, and in my head, I'm going, no, that's wrong. And if the player hadn't said something, I would have said something. Because, again, I'm just a player, but they were getting shortchanged, and it was an honest mistake. I could see that the dealer just calculated it out wrong. It would have been the correct payout. It was a proper payout, just for the wrong bet. They were off by a couple bucks. So they hand it off, and this person gets extremely challenging, extremely hostile at the dealers, and the dealer, the box actually realized at the end and realized, yeah, absolutely, we owe you some money. And this player kept ranting and raving. They had to be told to watch the language. They had to be told to calm down. They fixed the problem. They got him the rest of the money, and he now had a target on his forehead. Any possible excuse, they were going to get him off the table, because they did not want his type of attitude at the table around all the rest of their players. And sure enough, within 20 minutes, he was getting a tap on the shoulder from security and taken off the game. So remember that. Don't cuss at the dealers, don't yell at the dealers, don't get hostile with the dealers or with the box. It's the plain and simple truth is that's not going to benefit you. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It's not going to benefit you. Just stay calm. You stay calm. The dealers will stay calm. The box will stay calm. There was one not too long ago where a mistake was made, and it was a pretty big mistake. It was a mistake that was big enough that we had to get multiple floors involved. And the gut reaction from how it all played out was, we're not going to fix the mistake, because it was the player. It wasn't so much a mistake as the player basically did what they should not have done and put their money in the wrong spot. And there was some confusion on what it was, but they put it in a self-service betting area, and it lost. But it's kind of convoluted. But regardless, the gut reaction, we were not going to fix the mistake. However, the player was very calm. We talked to the player. It was actually very reasonable what they were saying, and we did end up fixing it. And this is to the tune of hundreds of dollars. So we did end up reversing the call, I guess you could say, because we just found the calm, reasoned guest is quite likely. Quite likely. You know what? It was an honest mistake. We think that they did mean one thing. They did mean possibly say something different than what was heard. So sure, why not? We fixed it, and that player continued to play for a while. So. Again, dealer mistakes, they do happen. Just remain calm. Don't pick up the money, and let them know, and they will get it fixed for sure. So hope you guys find this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, or just plain fun. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Okay guys, so as I promised at the end of the videos, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the live stream and how it's going to work. So the first thing is, if you're interested in being one of the players for our craps tournaments, which is we're going to have every single week, please email us at sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. I need the email addresses and want to know who is interested, so that we can get it set up and we can select it. I'm going to have the first round is going to be 16 players. There'll be 4 players per week. The 5th week is going to be the 4 champions from the previous weeks to get an ultimate champion. Haven't decided yet what the prize will be. Maybe I'll see if I can pick up another one of these lights. But we'll have some sort of prize for our champion. So please, if you're interested, email us. I want to pick the first 8 players, the first 2 weeks worth of players, so that we'll have the first 4 ready for the first week, and the other 4 will be kind of backup, just in case somebody has connection issues or something comes up and they're not able to play that week. Then I've got the other players on standby, so I can just bump one of them up or maybe shift the first person down or something along those lines. The main tournament is going to be Thursdays at 6 o'clock my time, Las Vegas time, 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. And it's the way it's going to work is it's going to be a time thing. I'm going to do the live stream for an hour. I'm going to do the game for an hour, rather. And it might work out to about 30 rolls, might work out to about 40 rolls. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be time. It's going to be an hour. Instead of the craps tournaments that they do down on the strip where it's 30 rolls, we're going to do an hour. So I want to make sure I have a finite time limit for this to start with, and then we will go from there. I'm going to find a way, either a Discord or a Zoom or a private chat room, some way for the players to be logged into something where I can communicate with them on my second computer, so that they can tell me what their bets are, what they want to bet, what they want to press when something hits, without me having to scroll through the full chat of the live stream itself. I'm not going to be able to keep an eye on that. And if we have enough people watching and chatting, it could be difficult to keep an eye. So I have to figure that part out. Another reason I need the emails, so I can communicate back and forth with the potential players. So if you're interested, again, please email me. Eventually, just pretty much everybody's going to have an opportunity to be in on these things, because we're going to do multiple ones. I'm also looking at probably doing a second craps tournament, maybe late Wednesday nights, possibly, I'm not sure, where I'm going to do it a little bit different. The second one is going to be, instead of 1 hour and then whoever's got the most chips is the winner, because those craps tournaments tend to have really weird strategies. They're not normal strategies that you'd see in normal play, because you're competing against other players and you just want to make sure you have more chips than them by the end. What I'm going to do with the second tournament is, instead of a weekly winner, we're going to play for an hour, and then I'll keep track of how much money people still have on there, or how many chips they still have. And then the next week, same players are going to keep going. Basically, this game will go until the bankrolls end, until we have one person with money left, or chips left. Again, there's no money involved in this. So once we have one final winner, so people will drop out as their play money bankrolls expire, as they run out of chips. So that one, I'm guessing we'll see some more normal strategies, the kind of things people actually play when they're actually playing craps. And then eventually we're going to add baccarat, pai gow, 3-card poker, blackjack, of course, to these tournaments. Whatever we can, to these live streams and live stream tournaments, whatever we can, when we can, as best we can. We're going to have to figure it out as we go. We have a lot of time constraints between me working full-time plus a child. But we're going to do the best we can. We're very, very excited to have this going. And we also will try and pick a day or time where I can do a patron exclusive tournament or two. We'll see. We'll see how many of our patrons are interested, and see if we can't get that going as well, where it's only on the patron site. So definitely stay tuned, guys. Please, if you're interested in playing in one of the tournaments or partaking in our live streams, aside from just the chat, obviously it's a live stream. Please watch, chat with us, let us know how it's going or what you think, and otherwise, please, again, email us, sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Any suggestions, please hit us up. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will catch you guys next time.